Pretty good, how are you?
Not bad. There's a call from security that they've asked you to leave the property and you're not doing so.
Is this not a public sidewalk?
Well, the public sidewalk is, but they said you're on the property, so.
Well, I mean, go ahead and show me proof and I'll get out of here.
Proof. Take your hands out of your pocket. Okay.
So what's
We
going
all
on
know what's in
tonight?
your pocket.
I know, that's why I rolled up my sleeves and kept my hands out of my pockets, but I almost went for my pack, so I was going to put this away, but
So, okay.
I guess it's
So you are correct in that the sidewalk, to an extent, is public property.
to an extent.
There,
Okay,
there is an area.
so I will stay off their property if I was on their property,
Okay.
but
Is
I
there-
might have been confused on the sidewalk.
Is there a reason that you didn't want to leave when they asked you to leave?
Because I believe I was on the sidewalk,
Okay.
a public area.
So, do you have somewhere to stay, or you're outside right now?
I'm outside right now.
Okay. Have you been staying at a shelter or anything?
No.
No. Okay. Do you not like shelters, or just?
I've never tried it. I've been living in the car for the last 6 years, working security. And well, somebody crashed my car. Insurance refused to pay for it. Left me with 20 grand in debt. So, and the bank's was trying to come after me for it. I was quitting my job. I was going to quit last week, at the beginning of last week. They begged me for another week, and they gave me a place to stay last weekend. So, this last weekend, they got the check to me. So now I don't have to quit. So I didn't quit, and I talked to my boss and my boss's boss, and I told them everything. So they decided that they're going to move me down here for the permanent remainder. Usually I just stay off site, but that's been not so public.
Okay.
So now I kind of have no other choice.
What's your plan? Where are you going to go now?
I'm going to work in an hour.
Okay. Where do you
across
work?
the street.
Across the street at which building?
I prefer them not to know. So
Okay.
yeah, across the side.
South Street.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you by chance?
Yes. It's in this pocket.
Okay. Let me
You're
just
welcome to grab it.
I'm just gonna make sure there's no weapons in there, and I'll let you grab it. Where is it at?
It's in oh, sorry, my pants pocket.
Your pants pocket. Okay. It's in the wallet.
Yes.
All right. I'll let you get it out there, man.
Thank you.
Let me talk to these guys real quick. You good, Brian? So that's the guy you called about?
Yeah, he was thinking, not right here, but by the door and stuff.
Uh-huh.
He told him to get off, just get up away from here. He just started giving us problems from the get-go.
Like hollering at you guys?
Yeah.
Hollering, telling us that that building's empty, that he can do whatever he wants.
Oh, it seems pretty.
I mean,
Pretty typical.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what he was saying. He's saying he didn't realize it was private property. He thought he could stay there right now. He said he's willing to go right now and not come back.
No, he told us, I'm gonna keep coming back every night to harass you guys. So we
Yeah.
went in for trespassing
Okay. How many times did you tell him to leave?
multiple times, more than 5.
More than 5? Okay.
he broke maybe a 5 or 6 foot distance with us twice.
And he kept trying to come back at us with his backpack. We're like, bro, back up, back up.
He said he had something in his backpack he wanted to show us. Don't know what it was because he never pulled it out.
And he goes, I work
We reached into it a few
security,
times.
blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Alright. We're getting his ID right now, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Something on a happy note. Building's getting demolished in February. They're knocking it down. It's going to be a 29-story high-rise.
I figured it was going to end up being a high rise.
And the
Canadian
parking lot
owned.
that's behind the post office, it's going to be a 24-story high-rise. Same owner from Canada.
Well, that's going to help traffic. Alright, sit tight, guys.
I asked him, what's the definition of trespassing? He couldn't answer nothing.
He was
Come on,
a-
guys. Pulled out my uniform to show them, like, oh, that's from the first one.
It's 4. Did you want to sign?
Hang on my partner 1 second, okay?
So, did you have a backpack with you?
I'm sorry?
Did you have a backpack with you?
Yeah, it's over there.
Okay. What were you trying to get out of there?
What?
What were you trying to get out of there? They said you said you had something to show them in the backpack you were trying to pull out. Was that your uniform you were trying to show them?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean
I mean, it's all on recording, so they got it. I got it. I wasn't even gonna record until he started recording. I was like, well, now I have to.
I hear you, man. So I mean, it's private property, and they're pretty strict
that
there.
is.
Well, they said you were sleeping on that side, and they told you
I
multiple
was not
times.
sleeping on that side.
Or you were over on that side of the wall.
Right.
And they told you multiple times to leave.
Whatever they said. Whatever they said. They said, he said, she said. Show me what happened.
Well, I mean, I don't have access to that camera.
I know. He has a recording. I have a recording. It's all recorded on what happened. And, I mean, they took a good long time to call you. Or maybe that wasn't.
Well, they took a while. They called us a while ago.
Yeah,
We've
it took a while to get here.
We
yeah.
were.
You guys, you have stuff to do.
Yeah, we were dealing with the shooting. So
Oh, I'm sorry. What the?
you're dropping your cigarette, bud.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want to reach for anything.
You could get your cigarette. It's fine.
I mean, I've had a security guard while I was in uniform. The guy knew who I was, why I was there.
You can pick it up. It's fine.
See, this is. But anyways, yeah, I went to work a shift. I was working all week, and I got there, and my phone was dying, and I had no way of charging it. So I was gonna call. I call in to clock in, right? So I was gonna call in to clock in, and I asked another security guard from a different company who was parked in front of my site on the street. I thought it was weird, but I walked up and I was like, hey, he was smoking a joint when I walked up. I walked up and I was like, hey, can I borrow your phone to call in to my job? And he's like, oh yeah, you work this job, you're working the site down here to watch. He knows everything, the details, and he's like, yeah, sure, here's my phone. You want a hit of this? Just fast forward. Eventually he drove away because he said he wasn't doing just that site, he did the area. So I was sitting where I was supposed to be in my car watching the alley where the entrance to my site is. And eventually, a couple hours later, he pulls around the building at the dead end. There's a dead end, and he pulls around the building to park at the end of the alley that I'm watching. Gets out of his car with his dog, gets to the fence, opens the fence, and goes inside. To my site. He said he was watching the area, not that site, so I go down and I go to check it out. And as soon as I get on site, his dog starts barking at me. He turns around, unclips his gun, puts his hand on his gun, and starts yelling at me, get out the site, get out the site, get out the site. And we got in an argument. Eventually I called my boss, I called the site owner, I called everybody. We did that part together. We called the site owner together, and the site owner said, yeah, I canceled your guys' service yesterday.
Canceled your service or
Our
the other guys?
Our service.
Your service.
And
okay.
that's why that new guard was there.
Okay.
And we were unarmed when we were hired. He was armed when he was hired. So he nearly took me out. He knew everything about it. He knew what was going on. If I was an armed guard, one of us would have.
That would have been.
But
yeah.
the whole reason I brought that up is because if they were armed, I would be certain something like that would have happened today. Because on the recording, the whole reason I had to pick up my phone in part of the recording was because they started freaking out like cops sometimes do in videos that I've seen. And I mean, I've had a guard that brings guns onto unarmed sites. We've had a guard that thinks it's okay to shoot anyone that's trespassing. So if we mix those, exactly. If we mix those two idiosyncrasies together, our company is gonna have a bad issue.
What company did you work for?
Twin City.
Twin City.
Yeah.
Just have a seat right here for a second while I talk to my partner, figure out what's going on here.
I don't sit-
You could sit there while you're talking.
That's
me.
exactly what they're arguing with me about.
I know, but I'm telling you to do it. You're
Okay.
not gonna get in trouble for that. All right, like that is what it is.
Hey, do you mind if I go get? I lost my lighter. I have a torch over there. Do you mind if I get that so I can smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, I'll walk with you over there. Yeah. I just he needed a torch. I saw that.
Guess they didn't like my threat of exercising my First Amendment right.
I think what that they said they were upset about was that you said you were gonna keep coming back.
Yeah, exactly. To record and exercise my First Amendment right. So you and I just said the exact same thing. Came to the same.
Well, it's one. I mean, it's one thing to. I mean, free speech is protected, and you know all that.
There's a reason for it.
And recording is protected to an extent. Being on private property, those.
Being on private property is,
Yeah, I mean,
understand.
like, if you-
They are blowing it out of proportion. Just like the guy that claimed I said something I didn't. Because have you heard the song Bohemian Rhapsody?
Huh?
You recognize it? You know the words?
Yeah.
Well, apparently I didn't realize that some people take songs seriously. The other day I was at a shift the shift that I was at before they changed my schedule to this place. I was there. I spent 2 hours with a guard that's been there all night, and then I spend the rest of my 2 hours there, you know, doing my shift. Well, when he left, I decided recently to sing to my songs. Apparently, one of their employees heard me singing Bohemian Rhapsody and thought I was talking to someone on the phone, saying I shot this man, I did that thing, I'm gonna die, you know, because that's what Bohemian Rhapsody is.
Really?
Yeah, so he went to his boss, who called my boss and said, your guard's gonna do this. So they called me when I got off site and said, please come in, we love you, we're worried about you. I went out, I was like, what's this about? And my boss and his boss says, we were told you're gonna kill yourself with your gun. One, I don't even have my gun right now, it's in pawn. Two, I didn't remember that I sang that song. Right now, at that point, the only thing I could remember was that I told my other security guard that I was working with that when I quit, I'm going to walk across the ocean because they got these boots that'll let you walk on water. And I'm going to buy some of those boots and my .45 in case a shark comes up, I'll shoot it in the head. That's like the only thing I could have thought. So I can't wait to go to, I told my supervisor yesterday, who showed up, that it was Bohemian Rhapsody. He went crazy. And then when I see my boss next, I'm going to tell him, I'm just walking to the office with the song playing. Please go.
It's a pretty classic song. I'm surprised people don't recognize it.
It was a Panic at the Disco remix, so it was probably a version they didn't recognize. But then again, if it was an employee from, because I don't know if it was my guard who I've talked to about guns, politics, police work, everything all the time. He's full-blown police supporter. Me, I am a realist. Sometimes shit happens, and it has to go that way. Sometimes it could have gone a different way, like tonight. They could have just been like, would you please move off the 3 feet of sidewalk we own next to the door?
I hear you. Yeah, policing's not always a sexy job, so it can be sometimes a grind.
Yeah, I come from a family of police,
Okay.
so I just, you know, I would listen to their stories and I'd say some supporting things time to time. You know, because I believe the way they told me their stories and what they've done in work, I was like, great. But I grew up and I did some things that made me think a little differently. I look back at the stories they said, and I realized that my grandfather, retired police officer, thinks that buying one of the people he was transporting McDonald's was a great, a Jesus-like thing. But I buy food for homeless people all the time without expecting a thing in return. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just based off my grandfather, who's been at that job for well over 40 years.
That's a long time to do this job.
Well over
man.
40 years. That's just a safe number. I look at him and I can see how it's affected his actual mental state.
Hey, Mr. Rowe.
Hello.
So, this is your trespassing ticket. Court date is on it. Do you know what homeless court is?
No, I don't know what homeless court is.
Okay. It's a system set up so where if you're in between housing at 2323 Curtis, stop by there. Ask
1130 Park Ave.
what?
1130 Park Ave.
1130 Park Ave West. You can show up, say, hey, got this ticket, what can I do? They have a DA there. They typically have you do some community service and they squash the ticket.
Yeah. For trespassing, I think it's normally like 2 hours of cleaning, and they'll.
Where's the court? Where's the trial?
There's,
So
you can
it's
go
a-
to trial if you want. That's your right. If you'd like to skip that and just...
I'm not going to skip that. I didn't do
Okay,
anything wrong.
well, your information's on there.
So
So at the very bottom, it shows you your court date, time, show up to if you want to contest the ticket.
Are they going to show up?
If
They're
you
gonna be
contest the
there?
ticket, they'll
Okay.
list them as the complainants. They have to show up. Now, that doesn't mean that they'll show up at that date. You'll just tell the judge that
That's
you
fine.
plead not guilty and a court date will be set.
So what he was explaining is if you choose to basically take like a plea at homeless court, usually it's like an hour or two community service. Okay, it's up there by the shelter, Jesus Saves, and then the city attorney will make it go away. All right, that
So I got to do slave labor because they said something.
No, you can contest the ticket. If
Yeah,
wanna
but you
contest
you
it.
still have your right to
I'm
go to
taking
court.
this
Yeah.
court. I'm not
That's your
doing
right.
slave labor.
Whereas-
We're just giving you options besides that.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm not going to waste more time when I could be at work.
Okay.
No, I understand. Okay, but given the situation, there's two of them and they're saying the same thing, and some of the stuff that you said is kind of corroborating their story. They wanted to file trespassing charges on behalf of the business, and so that's where we're at.
All right, fine. Well,
So
I can't wait.
because you've been so cooperative and I appreciate it, you're not going to jail for trespassing. It's just a summons, okay? Sometimes people do go to jail depending on the situation.
I'd rather go to jail.
Okay.
I don't think that's appropriate for you right now. So
Okay.
I
Is this
don't.
you, sir?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Well, that's you on the property.
All right.
All right. Well, he said if you want to fight it, it's your right. You can go to court. You got some options if you don't want to do that. It's totally up to you. Other than that, please don't go back to the property. You can be on the sidewalk. Let's just, for argument's sake,
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
I say if please leave the property, don't come back. You're trespassed. Okay. For argument's sake, we're gonna say that these squares are part of the property, so there's no like confusion. So this square and all this city. You can be on that. You can't be on the square any closer to the building.
Okay, thank you.
Is that
Thank
fair?
you very much for
Sure.
confirming
All right.
Yeah. So,
So-
you're good. Just don't go on the property.
that. It also says where to go to where the courthouse
yes,
is.
It's
on
Lindsay
so,
Flanagan.
Room 160.
Yes.
Yep. Lindsay Flanagan Courthouse is at 520 West
Do
Colfax.
you have a phone?
Yes.
Okay. For your court date, call them and ask them what you want to do. Sometimes they have virtual court set up, so you can either call in
That
or
saves me
something.
time.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you
would
so
I
much.
would assume with COVID still being as prevalent as it is right now, everything's going to be done virtually or by the phone. Okay.
This is so
Well, the good news is you could do that from wherever you are. You don't have to go to the courthouse to do it. If you're, let's say you're working, you could take care of while you're at work. You could take care of from a home, a shelter, wherever you are. All right. So virtual court may be the kind of what we do in the future.
I'm gonna have to delete some stuff. All right, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Have a good night.
You as well.
Secure.